1987, a whole new alien species was introduced to us on the big screen, the Predator, a species that lives and dies for the kill and the hunt. Throughout this franchise, we have seen him hunt highly trained soldiers, a tough LA cop, xenomorphs, genetically altered predators, and most recently, a Native American warrior. Welcome to Backtrack Cinema. In this video, I take you through 5 characters I would like to see the Predator fight. So get comfy, get some popcorn, and let's talk about 5 characters that would make an ultimate showdown with the Predator.
I'm coming to get you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason. Welcome back to the channel. This is where we talk movies from the past that you know and love. Before we get into the video of the top 5 characters I'd like to see the Predator fight, comment down below. I'd love to hear characters that you would like to see the Predator fight. I think that would be really interesting discussion in those comments. So tell me in the comments, we'll have a great discussion about it. And I was just thinking, guys, like I just had my brain rolling. I go with Prey coming out, you know, last year, and we saw him take on a Native American warrior. And then other people started, I heard, you know, other people in the movie community start talking about, well, what if he took on a Japanese samurai warrior? What if he went here? What if he went there? The possibilities and everything. So I just started getting my brain rolling just with some fun fan fiction of like, what are 5 great characters I would like to see the Predator fight? And I just started rolling my brain around a bit. And here are my top 5. This is just all for fun. We're just going to have a little talk and discussion about how these fights maybe would play out. Coming at number 5 is the T-800 from the original Terminator. So this would be an interesting matchup for sure. I think the T-1000 from T2 would be a more challenging fight, but I just really like the look of the T-800. I think once the Predator got a lock on the T-800, he'd be history because he would just explode, right? He'd be in pieces, essentially. But it would still be interesting to see how these two would fight each other, would hunt each other. With the T-800 being a very logical thinker, you know, being a machine, working out every scenario. So if this T-800 had already had this pre-programmed of what this Predator was, that's what he was going after, he would have all these scenarios already laid out instantly, right? But he couldn't get a lock on him. Like I said, the Predator got a lock on this thing. And the Predator, you know, in some ways, like a human, has passion. He has passion for the hunt. He lives and dies for the hunt. Definitely both these characters wouldn't have any emotion attached to anything. Certainly not the T-800. And another interesting aspect, could the Terminator with its I don't know if with its infrared and stuff, could it see through the Predator's camouflage? I don't know how that works, because the Predator can bend light. So I'm not sure if a Terminator could see that or not. I don't think it can. I think the Predator would still be camouflaged, but if you could put something in there for these two to fight that would make an even playing field, would be very interesting too. I mean, if the Terminator got a hold of the Predator physically, it could literally crush it. It could literally crush its freaking head. Like it would crush it, right? So I think this would be, I'm more in favor of the Predator winning this one, but it would be a really interesting fight for sure. Coming at number 4 is The Thing. Now, what made me think of this, guys, is just what that would look like. You imagine a thing thinging out and taking over a Predator? What would that, and all the, it would adopt all its features, and it could imitate a Predator. And you could imagine a group of Predators on their ship, on their planet, on a hunt somewhere, and one of these things is the Thing. And one of the Predators suspected this, and what that psychological aspect that would do to this group. This is a kind of a thing they would not be used to. I would just like to see from a psychological point of view how these things would react, how this Predator race would react to something like this. Because I think being a hunter's race, they would have a huge honor code, so they would be very trustworthy. I would assume they would trust most Predators, unless there was a Predator that acted outside the law. But I would assume that the Predators trust each other very much if they're on hunts with each other, if they would have to run by some kind of honor code. You comic book fans would have to let me know, because I don't know all the lore with the Predator species. I'm just going on a film point of view, and how the Predator, like how to see the Predator's intelligence, how they would take this thing out, or how they would beat the thing. You know what I mean? It'd just be interesting from a psychological point of view. Could you imagine the practical effects if that's what it was? The way this would look, you know, this a predator cracking open and the thing busting out. That's just awesome. I would love to see that. I think that would just be hilarious. Coming in at number 3 is a pack of Velociraptors. Now this, guys, would be all about the hunt, wouldn't it? It would be all about the hunt. The Velociraptors, you get a pack of 5 of them, and the way they would coordinate with each other and hunt. Now you could maybe have a pack of 5 raptors on 3 predators, or maybe 5 on just 1 predator. Maybe the predator's on like a dinosaur world. He's going way back to the past in the Jurassic period. And seeing this hunt, this hunt would be amazing to see it through the raptor's point of view, right? I know my dad read a book years ago called Raptor Red, and the whole book was through the point of view of a raptor, the way a raptor hunts and everything like that. And this would be a fascinating hunt. You know, no dialogue, no human dialogue, no English dialogue, but it would be a fascinating movie, man. How badass would this would be? I think the Predator would come out on top, but I think it would be such a worthy hunt for the Predator. Like, he'd be looked at as like, yeah, man, you took out a bunch of those vicious bastards, because they're small. They're not like a T-Rex, but they move quick, they coordinate, they communicate with each other. They'd be silent. You don't even know they're there. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, the raptors wouldn't see their camouflage and everything like that. But a predator is going to fight raptors with his his claw, or some kind of blunt edge weapons. It would be magnificent to see, man. It'd be pretty vicious, I would think. It would be awesome. I think that would be hilarious to watch too. Coming at number 2 is Jason Voorhees. Predator visiting the woods of Crystal Lake, taking on Jason Voorhees would just be a piece of fan fiction that would be hilarious to see these two in the woods, you know, machete against freaking like blunt edge weapon against blunt edge weapon, whatever the predator has for a weapon, seeing these two just go at it. You know, Jason being the survivalist, setting traps and everything, seeing these two set traps, or however Jason would do this. Now, it'd be more interesting with zombie Jason, with like a CJ Graham Jason or a Kane Hodder Jason, because he just keep coming back. But if you could mix it both, if you could have like that Derek Mears kind of Jason, where he's like a freight train through the woods, where he's like a little bit more smarter and stuff like that, mixed with the zombie Jason, something like a mix of the two, and these two going at it, man. I would expect this to be brutally violent, bloody as hell, and I would take a darker tone than like a Freddy versus Jason for sure. The Predator could find a way to kill Jason. I think the Predator would come out on top here. But I mean, I think Jason would put up his fight, man. Jason would put up his fight. You imagine the Predator ripping Jason's spine out, putting his foot down on his neck, just ripping that bitch's spine out, and Jason is getting up like Tarman almost, like this. That's the kind of thing my mind creates when I'm thinking about this. It'd be awesome. But yeah, this Predator versus Jason Voorhees would be awesome. Before I give you my number 1, hit that subscribe button, give it a like. I would really appreciate it. But coming in at number 1 is John Rambo. Seeing these two guys going on a hunt versus each other would be awesome. Granted, it would be very much like Arnold versus the Predator for the first movie, because Arnold's he's a highly trained special forces guy. He used his wits. He was cunning. You know, he outsmarted the Predator. He became the Predator. You know what I mean? And the Predator became the prey. It would be the same thing, but I think Rambo is the ultimate special forces character. He is an absolute badass, and he would be ruthless. And this would be a vicious one. This would be like traps everywhere on both ends. You know what I mean? This would be, and you know, Rambo being the kind of guy who thinks his mind is the best weapon, a thinker, right? How to outthink the other opponent. This would just be awesome, man. Whether it be in a jungle or you know, the Canadian woods or any place like that, you put Rambo in, he adapts to his environment. Whether Rambo's using guns and then right down to his knife at the end of it. You know, him making his knife out in the freaking woods to take on the Predator. That I just think of stuff like that when I think of that scene. But like I said, it would play out like Dutch versus the Predator. But I mean, that original movie works because of that, right? Because he's a highly trained special forces soldier. And that's the thing, that's the only thing Predator was ever missing, was Stallone being in it. You imagine Stallone was in it. Rambo versus the Predator, I would think most of us would really want to see. That's just That's just begging for some piece of fan fiction out there. Can you imagine Rambo taking that big knife and just slicing the Predator right open? Green blood going everywhere. Like, I'd be rooting for Rambo through this whole thing. I think in this battle, Rambo would win, man. At least I would want him to win. That would just be awesome. Well, that's gonna do it for me, guys, on this video. I hope you enjoyed this little piece of like just, you know, rambling about what characters would fight a Predator, what would be fun to watch on the big screen to fight a Predator. But let me know in the comments what characters you would like to see the Predator. I'm sure there's a ton that we missed, like Wolverine, Logan. Wouldn't that be amazing? That'd be another great battle. But let me know in the comments. We'll have a great discussion on this topic. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you on the next video, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.